Well, I saw Wonka. You want to know what I thought of Wonka?
Sure. This was totally not on my radar. I even forgot it was out.
I mean, it's already dwarfed Aquaman 2. Yeah, it's made 280 mil worldwide. I don't know what the budget is. My guess would be the budget was, it looked like a $100 million movie to me.
Let's see. It says a budget of 125 million.
That makes sense. And it still has legs. So I mean, you could imagine it reaching 400 million. And this isn't Marvel, you know, this is fucking a Willy Wonka movie. So like, yeah, it's, that's pretty impressive. I think a lot of it has to do with this Timothy Chalamet guy. He's a movie star, this kid.
It's hard to imagine.
What, the existence of a movie star at this point in the culture?
Yeah, and that he's like this, skinny little waif that I don't know. He doesn't look like much to me. He doesn't look like much to me. But yeah, it's he's.
Well, have you liked him in the stuff you've seen him in? Because you would have seen him in Don't Look Up and in Dune, of course.
Yeah, he's good especially Dune. I think is a great role for him. Yeah. I mean, even the Call Me by Your Name with the cannibal there, and in the movie with the Army.
Oh yeah, he was great in that. That's a great movie.
Yeah, he's great. He's a great actor. I think he deserves it. Yeah, I think he deserves it. Yeah. But he's an interesting character. I think to be a movie star.
Yeah, I suppose it's a comment on what do women find attractive at this moment in time.
Maybe.
And gay guys, because John was like, he went to go see Wonka because he likes this kid. That's what he told me. It's like, when I went to see Wonka, because, you know, I think this Timothy guy's cute.
So I was first in line.
I saw it with Gloria. She had internalized the marketing. She had seen a number of trailers and stuff for it. She was aware of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. She's seen the movie, the brilliant Gene Wilder picture. It was by the director of Paddington. And it definitely had that kind of, that like British comedy, like polish to them, I feel like. So I like Timothy normally. I thought he was okay in this role. They do musical numbers in this movie, and the songs are pretty good. But his performance is not, his musical performance. I thought he was like a bit of a flat singer. He's not like an impressive singer or anything. Now was Gene Wilder? No. But no. He was interesting. So the plot is, you know, the question whenever you do one of these like prequels where like, okay, the kind of the mysterious character, like, the Joker or Cruella de Vil or something. And this movie, I think, is like the spitting image of Cruella. If anybody's seen Cruella out there, it follows that formula to a T. So it's like, all right, we've got this franchise it's based on, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, which is really, I think, like a movie that earns itself because it's a morality tale about gluttony and stuff. Well, this is not a morality tale about gluttony. This is really about nothing. This is just like a bunch of shit happens. And it's like, so he's coming back from overseas. He's been studying to be a chocolatier. He wants to open, you know, his chocolate house and make his fortune. He discovers he's impoverished, you know, before he does this. He checks into a hotel that's run by the queen there, you know, the woman from Secret Invasion that we liked. You know, she's very good, of course. It's like a corrupt inn where they make you sign a contract, you know, read the fine print. It's kind of a reference to that whole thing from Willy Wonka. There's fine print that's like, if you use the minibar in your room, if you use the toilet, if you do anything here, basically, you're going to be an indentured servant for the rest of your life, paying off your debts to the inn for one night of stay. And because he signed the contract, he gets kind of flushed into the basement with a bunch of other people that fell for the contract. And that's like 60% of the movie, dude. Like, it's just like hanging around like other indentured servants.
You know, Willy Wonka.
Yeah, I was like, okay. Is this just to keep Willy Wonka busy for some of the runtime? And then this part's recounting it to you is just very strange.
Is he supposed to be like the Gene Wilder Willy Wonka? Like, is it?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know if this is actually meant to lead into that movie. I don't really get that vibe. I think it's more
kind of like how like Dr. Sleep like really references.
Yeah. But you could say like, no, it's a prequel to the book. You know,
Okay.
I think you could do that. So yes, the chocolate business is corrupt. They are in cahoots with like the Catholic Church run by Rowan Atkinson, Mr. Bean. The cathedral, it sits on top of a gigantic vat of chocolate that's used to like pay everybody off. Chocolate's like this, like basically the currency of the area. And these guys like push out anybody. It's like watered down chocolate to increase its volume too. So it's like inflated chocolate. And it's meant to like pay off anybody who might get in the way of this like chocolate criminal enterprise. And so Willy Wonka shows up and he's got all this badass chocolate that he's sourced from all of these kind of Roald Dahl places. And ultimately he and the other impoverished people have to pull off a heist to make their fortune, pay off their debts, and fulfill their destinies. You get the factory for about 3 to 4 minutes in the movie. There's like a scene about 60% in that were kind of, I mean, it really looks like the factory from the original film. And
I see.
and they have like a moment where everybody's eating something they, like, oh no, like that chocolate was made with Yeti sweat. And like, so everybody's growing hair on their faces and stuff. So they sort of set up the idea that like some of the chocolate can cause like these side effects. The chocolatiers ultimately try to kill him. There's like a subplot about his mom, because he became estranged from his mom, and one of the other servants named Noodle. There's actually a point in the movie where he goes, "Oh, Noodle."
Gotta be a little hot. Oh, Noodle! Oh, Noodle! Oh, Noodle.
I don't think, as far as like comedy, like it tries to keep it light, but I didn't laugh and Gloria didn't laugh. But she did pay attention the whole time, and when it ended, she was like sobby. She was really upset because there's like some bits where, he remembers his mom and stuff. Anything that's about like being separated from your parents is going to hit a kid, pretty hard. Mm-hmm. And Willy Wonka is, in theory, kind of like a sad character, and like the Johnny Depp version really hit that kind of hard. So that's present here a little bit, but that all leads into like, so what about these Oompa Loompas that because like a lot of the marketing campaign was Hugh Grant in a hideous CG Oompa Loompa body.
I did get that. Ally McBeal dancing baby Oompa Loompa.
Yeah, exactly. And I would say that the Oompa Loompas weren't really just him. There's one scene where spoilers, it's like a flashback to finding out that Willie was on his island, the Oompa Loompa Island, and he was stealing like these cocoa beans or something from the Oompa Loompas. And Hugh Grant was meant to have been keeping guard, and he failed to. And now he's been exiled, and he has to like pay off his debt, and he ends up he's the one who saves Willy Wonka in the end from chocolate death.
Ah, yes. Death by chocolate. By
the way, just a side note, that was something that was bothering Gloria. It was all this talk about chocolate, but then like the actual product that Willy Wonka is selling is all candy. It's like cotton candy and gobstoppers and fruit based. She's like, it's candy, right? It's not just chocolate. It's like, I don't know, kid. Back in Roald Dahl's day, it was all just like candy was chocolate and chocolate was candy. Maybe, I don't know.
But there were gobstoppers in the original, right? And all sorts of.
That's what I'm saying. Even in the original, it's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Like when you walk into a candy store, they don't call it a chocolate store, right? If it's 30% non-chocolate product. Anyway, we won't worry about it too much. But I would say the Oompa Loompas are in maybe like 20 minutes total, like maybe that much, like 15 minutes perhaps, maybe less, maybe 10. It's not much. And for a 2-hour movie, like Oompa Loompas are not, you could easily just remove the Oompa Loompas from the movie. It would lose nothing. They're kind of thrown in. And as far as why he's hideous, it's really strange because the CG on the Oompa Loompa is terrible. But then there's like a giraffe that's in a lot of the movie. And it's CG and it looks flawless, like Lion King levels. I think maybe like Hollywood just has CG animals down at this point.
So I'm not really getting a good read about whether you like this movie or not. It seems like it's just stuff that you're describing to me.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to like a movie that's just stuff happening. It's very much like Cruella, and Cruella was the same shit. It was like she's impoverished. There's a corrupt fashionista that she's going to rise up against. And then she and her ragtag team of whoever it does a heist. So that's what that movie is too. It's the same it's like a total formula for just like take a beloved character and keep him busy the whole time. So if you're asking if I like it, you have to categorize it two ways. One is like, is it a good kids movie? Is this something? And Gloria paid attention the whole time, and she could tell you the plot, and she, I think, enjoyed Timothy and some of the other characters. So I think as far as a kids movie, it's good music and some imagination in there too, and it wasn't poorly directed per se. People like those Paddington movies a lot. I've never seen them. I would say it's like a 6 or a 7 out of 10 for as far as kids movies go. Like not bad, perfectly fine. Not memorable. Like she's not been walking around the house talking to us about it or anything.
No, I see.
For me, and again, like there's kids movies I love. Somebody asked the other day, like, what are some kids movies of Gloria's that you really love? And I'm like, there's Coco and there's Encanto, and I think the Trolls movies are pretty good. A lot of the Illumination movies are really good.
We just saw the 2018 Grinch, and the kids loved it a lot. I liked it too. It was good. Yeah. It's not bad. It's very Christmassy. I didn't, for some reason, the marketing didn't seem like it didn't really play up the Christmas aspect of it, but it is so Christmassy. It was a good watch during that season. Yeah.
We got in a big Discord argument about if it's better than the hideous, overly sexualized, chaotic, confused.
It absolutely is. Yeah, it's not a nightmare.
Yeah, they're like, no, it being a nightmare is good. Like, okay,
maybe if you're like an asshole, but like, I mean, there were like, of course. During that time, we loved Jim Carrey's sexual energy. We loved it. we lapped it up like a big bowl of milk and we were kittens. But no, nowadays I don't want to see it.
So for me, Wonka, I'd say Wonka's like a 3. Like I wouldn't want to watch it again. It's not like I would just ignore it if it was on. I'd be kind of annoyed that it was on. I'd be like, this movie kind of sucks. And people have been talking about it like it's quite good. And not feeling them on that.
Red Cow Arcade.